explosions of AI, courtroom showdowns, and the future of your digital life. It's all happening right now. We're diving deep into a massive US versus Google ruling that could reshape the entire AI landscape. Plus, get ready for a sneak peek at Google's mind-blowing new search experiments that will change how you discover everything. And hold on tight, because we're exposing the secret lobbying war waged by Google to control your privacy. Finally, is the new Google Pixel 10 Pro a revolution or just a pretty face? Stick around, because Google Trends Hub has the inside scoop on all of it. Don't miss a second, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. A landmark AI ruling gets it wrong. US versus Google. This case was supposed to tackle Google's search monopoly, especially concerning the explosive growth of generative AI. But did it go far enough? We're breaking down Judge Amit Mehta's decision in the US v. Google remedy case, which rejected many of the Department of Justice's proposed structural changes. While the ruling acknowledges generative AI's impact, stating the emergence of Gen AI changed the course of this case, it falters in addressing Google's immense advantages. The court seems to overstate the threat AI poses to Google's search dominance and underestimate Google's entrenched power across the entire AI stack. We'll explore how the decision mistakenly views generative AI as a simple fix, citing executive claims of fierce competition without digging into the market realities. Evidence like the DeepSeek model is presented as competition, but we'll reveal why it actually points to commodification. Crucially, we'll uncover how Google's existing ecosystem, from AI infrastructure to consumer pathways, its ownership of operating systems, browsers, and devices, gives it an unparalleled edge. While startups like Perplexity negotiate access, Google owns the entire playground. We'll also dissect the claims about AI firms' capital, questioning whether massive funding rounds truly equate to sustainable business models, especially when faced with OpenAI's staggering projected burn rate. Google, on the other hand, leverages its search monopoly profits to absorb these costs, discounts compute through Google Cloud, and integrates AI across its billions of users. The decision even overlooks Google's cloud infrastructure, a second strategic asset fueled by search revenue, and inexplicably dismisses Google's data advantages in LLM training, despite internal testimony to the contrary. This ruling, by downplaying AI's true impact on competition and overstating its threat to Google's dominance, sets a dangerous precedent, ensuring Google continues to exploit its monopoly for AI success. The public and tech analysts are raising serious questions about whether this decision truly fosters a competitive AI future or simply reinforces Google's existing power. Will this ruling truly impact the AI race, or is it just a speed bump for Google? Next, discover how Google is experimenting with AI to redefine your entire online experience. Google's secret AI search labs, your C-suite briefing. Get ready for a seismic shift in how we discover information online. Google is quietly testing a suite of experimental AI-powered features, Doppl, Food Mood, Talking Tour, and Learn About, that hint at a future of truly interactive, immersive, and data-driven discovery. For business leaders, understanding these experiments is crucial for anticipating future visibility, customer engagement, and competitive positioning. Doppl, an AI stylist app, blends fashion discovery with personalized recommendations, potentially revolutionizing online shopping by making it visual and interactive. This means fashion brands need to prioritize rich product imagery and metadata, as less prepared competitors could be sidelined. Food Mood aims to transform recipe discovery from rigid searches into creative, mood-based inspiration, challenging recipe sites to structure their content beyond keywords to be integrated into AI suggestions. Talking Tour uses AI to narrate cultural landmark explorations in Street View, offering an immersive layer that could shift attention from traditional travel content creators to those who provide authoritative, structured data. Finally, Learn About acts as a conversational AI tutor, simplifying complex topics and guiding users to resources, which could redefine educational content discovery and make structured, authoritative content paramount. These aren't just futuristic concepts. They represent a potential evolution from keyword-based search to AI-guided discovery, impacting everything from e-commerce to education and travel. Businesses that start preparing now by enriching their content and data will be better positioned for this AI-driven future. Are these AI experiments just a peek behind the curtain, or a full-blown revolution in how we find things? Prepare yourself, because next we're uncovering Google's covert campaign to influence privacy legislation. Google's shadow lobbying, the fight for your data. While Google officially remained silent, behind the scenes, the tech giant orchestrated a powerful opposition to California's privacy bill, AB 566, using small business owners as its shield. This exposé reveals how Google leveraged its influence to protect its advertising business and maintain its grip on user data. Assembly Bill 566 aimed to give consumers an automatic way to tell websites not to share their personal information with third parties. However, Google, through its backed organization the Connected Commerce Council, sent emails to small business owners claiming the bill would hurt your ability to use online ads. This tactic, intentionally misleading people about the bill's impact, is a disturbing glimpse into Google's strategy to shape policy without public accountability. Notably, Assemblymember Josh Lowenthal, the bill's author, was unaware of Google's outreach until questioned by reporters. This mirrors a similar tactic used last year to successfully block a comparable bill. Google's lobbying efforts in California are extensive, with nearly $700,000 disclosed for lobbying state leaders on bills like AB 566. However, the company often hides its direct involvement by paying third-party groups like the California Chamber of Commerce and Connected Commerce Council to advocate on its behalf. This lack of transparency, where Google only publicly states positions on a fraction of the bills it lobbies on, raises serious concerns about the influence of money in politics. Experts like Sean McMorris of California, Common Cause highlight this as a prime example of a skewed playing field, where powerful companies exploit loopholes for their own gain. Privacy advocates argue that instead of shadow lobbying, Google should engage in public hearings. The bill's final form was amended to delay its effective date and add liability protections for browsers, a move Lowenthal attributed to give and take with stakeholders, though Google's specific role remains opaque. The Connected Commerce Council, funded by Google and Amazon, argues the bill would harm small businesses by limiting customer data access and increasing website operating costs. However, organizations like Small Business Majority question this narrative, noting that many small business owners are more concerned about data privacy than legislative complexities. This strategy, reminiscent of past tech mobilizations against antitrust and news payment bills, is a powerful, albeit arguably anti-democratic, tool that often proves effective for companies when their core business models are threatened. The public and watchdog groups are calling for greater transparency and scrutiny of these behind-the-scenes lobbying efforts, questioning whether they truly serve the public interest or merely Google's bottom line. Is Google's tactic of using small businesses to fight privacy laws a sign of desperation or just smart business? Coming up, we put the brand new Google Pixel 10 Pro to the test. Does it live up to the hype? Google Pixel 10 Pro, a powerhouse in familiar clothing. The latest Google Pixel 10 Pro has arrived, boasting a significant upgrade in processing power. But is it enough to make a splash in a crowded market? This review dives into the heart of the Google Pixel 10 Pro, focusing on its new brains, the advanced internal technology that promises enhanced performance and capabilities. However, the narrative quickly shifts to its old clothes, highlighting a design that, while perhaps familiar and functional, doesn't offer a fresh aesthetic. We'll explore how this powerful new processor interacts with the device's overall user experience, examining everything from speed and responsiveness to battery life and camera performance. Is the innovation purely internal, or does the exterior design fall short of expectations? Early impressions and user feedback suggest a device that excels in core functionality, delivering the smooth, intuitive experience Pixel users have come to expect, thanks to its cutting-edge AI capabilities. Yet, The consistent feedback points to a design language that hasn't evolved significantly, leaving some users yearning for a more modern or distinctive look. Will the Pixel 10 Pro's internal power be enough to win over critics, or will its familiar design be its downfall? That's all for today's deep dives, but don't go anywhere. We've got a lightning-fast recap coming right up. And that's a wrap on today's top trends. We saw a crucial US versus Google ruling that might miss the mark on AI competition, Google experimenting with AI to revolutionize search and discovery, and Google's covert efforts to shape privacy laws. Plus, we gave the new Google Pixel 10 Pro a thorough review, asking if its new brains can overcome its old-school design. Loved this breakdown? Hit that like button, subscribe to Google Trends Hub for more deep dives, and ring that notification bell so you never miss an update. Tell us in the comments, which story had you buzzing the most? And don't forget to follow us on all social platforms for real-time updates and behind-the-scenes content.